we have a top U.S. general coming out and telling us that we need to get prepared right now for a major event that is coming very soon. They are saying a domestic event is coming very soon, and we need to be getting prepared right now for it. That's what top U.S. generals just warned, and we need to take this warning seriously, because this could be related to all of the military equipment being moved around that we're seeing. All right, this could be directly related. We could be seeing this heavy equipment being put in place so it is ready to respond in the event of a domestic situation. And this top U.S. general is warning that a major domestic situation is coming, and we need to be getting prepared for it right now. All right, so there's a lot of movement going on. We're seeing a lot of drills going on as well. We're seeing the National Guard in West Virginia running massive drills with the Marines and multiple different countries on U.S. soil in West Virginia right now for, quote, irregular warfare. We're going to break down that as well. They're getting prepared for something big, and they keep saying it's going to be domestically. And the pictures that they're putting out for these domestic irregular warfare drills, which is pretty much just a polite way of saying that it's civil warfare, right, with civilians. That's essentially the situation, guerrilla warfare, that they are preparing for, not conventional warfare, irregular warfare. All right, that's what they're preparing for. And the picture that they put out for it is very disturbing. I'm not sure what they're trying to represent, but I will show this picture as well, being put out by the U.S. Army and the National Guard and what they're training for. It looks like they're training for very domestic situations in America at people's homes. That's what they're training for. I'm going to show some pictures of that. Very disturbing things going on. And we also have a top U.S. general warning that we need to get prepared right now, guys. So I've just had this major sense of urgency and almost a sense of dread as well. Just all this stuff going on, and it is hard out here. It is hard to be off grid. It is hard to live like this in an RV. I have a wife, 2 kids. It's hard, all right? But I'm trying to harden myself and get prepared now for big things that are coming. And people always say, oh, you're off grid. How are you going to survive if you don't have a well or anything? Well, at least I have tanks. At least I'm already used to living like this, and I know how to conserve my water, conserve my gas, conserve my energy, conserve my food. All these things are already being practiced right now, and they're just going to be ramped up if a major situation happens, all right? And if you guys remember, U.S. senators, over 50 U.S. senators were issued sat phones just last month, issued sat phones for an emergency communication outage. And all that is a satellite phone. So it's not connected to the phone towers. It's connected directly to satellites because they are worried that there's going to be a major communication outage. We also had the National Guard in Illinois doing a major drill for weeks with the federal government involved, with the military involved, and they were doing drills for a statewide communication outage inside of Illinois as well. So they are getting prepared for something big. And now just having this top general kind of confirm, we've seen all this military movement, all this military action, and now they're coming out and saying, no, this is real. They're confirming that this stuff is really going on, and they're saying a domestic hit could happen very soon, and we need to be getting prepared for it. All right, so let's dive into what's going on here, because you need to be getting bags of rice. Okay, 20-pound bags of rice, $10 at Walmart. You need to be getting that. You need to be getting canned meat, canned goods, canned beans, stocked up on all these things. You need to get oil for your truck. I was thinking that because I need to change the oil on my truck. You need to have multiple oil changes for your cars. All right, services will not be available if these things go down. This happened to me. The fiber optic cables were cut at the dealership when I was getting my car worked on, all right, because there was a fuel pump problem that I had. I didn't have my car for a week, couldn't get water for a week, couldn't shower for a week. It was a total disaster. It's been crazy out here since we've been out here. We've had a ton of just issues like this, but that's how it is. You got to get through these things. But the dealership had their phone lines out the whole time they had my car, and I couldn't even call them because there was a fiber optic cable cut in the area. All right, I'm just saying these things could happen at any time, any moment. I made a video just a few days ago how multiple states are now under this Move It cyber attack, and they are warning that people's social security numbers and their driver's license numbers and their IDs, their addresses, everything have been leaked, and they're now exposed. Everyone that has a driver's license in Louisiana, Oregon, Maryland, all these different states, multiple states are being hit right now, and they're saying it's going to spread as well. This is why I'm saying you need to get stocked up. You need to be prepared. You need to have multiples of everything. If you have a generator, make sure you have oil to change the generator oil. That's what keeps your generator going. All right, that's how you get thousands of hours on it. And your generator is to change the oil and never put nasty gas in there. Never put old gas or subpar gas in there that does not meet the octane requirements. That's how you keep it going. And you need to just be thinking about these things. Get gas cans, get fuel stabilizer, get oil for your car, get canned food, get tons of bags of fertilizer, all right, in case you need to grow food desperately. Fertilizer is the key. You're not going to be able to just grow it in the ground. In 99% of places where you live, you need some kind of fertilizer to get real production. Get stocked up on these things because military leaders are warning us to prepare now. So it's not crazy, all right? People act like, oh, why are you preparing? Why are you stocking up? Why are you doing all this? Because they're telling us to. And I already see what's happening. And then we have top officials confirm it, okay? Because they always let us know. They have to disclose what's happening. It's just 99.9% of people really don't pay attention or really even care about these warnings, all right? But you care, you're paying attention, and you are meant to be prepared. So you need to get stocked up. You need to have stuff for yourself, your family, your neighbors, everyone, all right? So let's get into what's going on with this top U.S. general, and then we will also get into this very sketchy irregular warfare domestic training that they're doing in West Virginia with all these different countries involved on U.S. soil. And the pictures that they're putting out look like they're just raiding homes in the U.S. and just like pulling people out of their homes in the U.S. out in like Tennessee or something. I guess it's West Virginia. So that's what it looks like. They're just raiding homes in West Virginia and arresting people at normal homes. Those are the pictures they're putting out. It's National Guardsmen, Army, military arresting people in homes. These are the drills essentially. We're going to dive into all that. I'll show some pictures of it as well. But you can see here, military leaders warn the U.S. must prepare for cyber and infrastructure threats. All right, so top U.S. generals are warning of this. Speakers at a military conference push for rapid action in face of domestic vulnerabilities. This is coming out of ABC News, all right? And you can see here, this was in Arlington, Virginia. The United States must immediately get ready for domestic cyber-enabled attacks on critical domestic infrastructure and guard against foreign-initiated information operations targeted at the American people, according to speakers and panelists at the Association of the U.S. Army Symposium on Wednesday in Arlington, Virginia. All right, so they're just warning of this, and they're saying big hits are coming. Top U.S. generals are warning of this. This is what a top U.S. general, Lieutenant General Barrett, commanding general of the U.S. Army Cyber Command, told the attendees. This is what this top general told them. When we're talking about threats to critical infrastructure, it will be in the homeland, and we must prepare for that. So when we are talking about threats to critical infrastructure, it will be in the U.S. homeland, and we must prepare for that. That's what the Lieutenant General Barrett said, the commanding general of the U.S. Army Cyber Command, just came out and said at this conference that we're going to see critical infrastructure threats to the homeland, and we need to prepare for that right now. So they're even telling their own military operatives and people in the ranks that they need to be getting prepared for this as well. This is a major conference where all the top military leaders go and they discuss what's coming in the next year. And this is one of the major hot topics, is massive domestic cyber attacks. And this top general is saying that we're going to see domestic homeland cyber attacks, and we must prepare for that right now. That's what they're saying. We must prepare. That's a quote. We must prepare for that. So it's not just me saying this, like, you need to get prepared. It's top US generals, all right? It's just, this isn't, look at all these distractions going on in the news, all these different things, all this very suspicious stuff that doesn't really make sense, covering up a lot of real news. There's a lot of real news going on, but we are always fed these major distractions that sometimes I don't even know if these stories are real. I don't want to hit on any stories right now because there's a lot of stuff going on, but some of these things I question, is this even real at all? Is this just a military operation? Is this just a psyop? All right, that's how I feel about 90% of the stories I read, and especially big ones that take up the news when stuff like this is going on, when top generals are saying that we need to prepare for domestic homeland cyber attacks. All right, nobody's taking this stuff serious. And look at this, and we're going to get to this National Guard training, and I'll show some pictures in just a second. Very strange. I don't know how else to explain this. You guys tell me what these pictures mean to you. I'll show them in just a minute. But also, these cyber attacks are already happening. I was reporting on this Move It cyber attack, all right, for these states, and how it's hitting banks, hitting one of the biggest banks, Columbia Bank, and out in the West, all right, hundreds of branches, like 324 branches. Now, almost 770,000 CalPER members hit by cyber attack. This is the largest U.S. pension fund, and has been hit by a cyber attack, and people's social security numbers and birthdays have been leaked. The largest pension fund in the U.S., 770,000 people that are CalPERS members. You might have a pension with us, CalPERS. And they're saying they manage over $442 billion of pension funds. $442 billion, almost $500 billion in pension funds being managed by this company, cyber attacked, and all of their data leaked and breached from the same Move It cyber attack file transfer system. It's like Dropbox. That happened, all right, that I covered in my last video extensively. I broke it all down. If you want to go watch that video after this video, I really break down what's going on. But it's continuing, and I told you guys it's going to get really bad, and we're just going to see disclosure after disclosure after disclosure of companies, organizations, governments themselves being compromised by this ransomware attack. So another almost 1 million people compromised from this. So these cyber attacks are coming. They are real, and they are not going away. And that's why they're saying we're going to see domestic hits. We're going to see hits on pipelines. We're going to see hits on grids. We're going to see hits on critical systems, logistics systems for shipping, for like trucks and things like that. They're going to be hit. We're going to see production facilities hit, manufacturers. We already see the biggest semiconductor manufacturer in the world, Applied Technologies, is under a massive cyber attack right now. They have multiple production facilities shut down. They're based out of Boston, Massachusetts, and they're projected to lose over $250 million in the first quarter. All right, and I know all this stuff because I made a whole video on this when it happened a couple months ago. All right, so the biggest semiconductor manufacturer in the world is under stress right now from cyber attacks. So this is going to spread, and it's only a matter of time until it's extremely personal. It's your phone, it's AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, whoever you have, it's down, it's out. We already see massive Comcast outages. We saw Dish Network outages. It's only a matter of time before we see very personal things, and it's going to be big banks as well. Chase Bank, Bank of America, all these major banks, Wells Fargo, are going to be hit by these cyber attacks as well. It's going to become very personal very soon. All right, so let's dive into what the National Guard, and actually, how many different countries is this? 16 different countries as well. 16 different countries are participating in this training in West Virginia for, quote, irregular warfare. And I will just show a picture on here for you guys of this article. This is coming out of an official U.S. Army website. And you can see here, Virginia or West Virginia Guard hosts, quote, irregular warfare exercise. This just came out June 22nd, 2023. And this picture here is just very strange. It looks like a house with Christmas lights on it. Just looks like a house out there in the hills in West Virginia, all right, out in the Appalachians over there. And the guard is pulling people out of the home and arresting people. So I'm not sure exactly what they're training for, but they're training, quote, irregular warfare, which is not conventional. It's typically against civilians or civilians groups, like paramilitary groups, essentially, is what they're training to fight against, right? So something big is going on. You can see here the West Virginia National Guard and the Irregular Warfare Center hosted a 2-week exercise for more than 420 members of the U.S. military, special operations community, allies, and partners from 16 different nations. All right, so 16 different countries were involved in these drills. It's called the Ridge Runner Irregular Warfare Exercise 23-01, and it was held throughout West Virginia and wrapped up on June 16th at Camp Dawson. And it says the Department of Defense Summary of Irregular Warfare annexed to the National Defense Strategy defines irregular warfare. So this is how they're defining irregular warfare. They define it as the struggle among state and non-state actors to influence populations and affect legitimacy. All right, so it's not even state versus state they're training for, which would be like the US versus Russia, US versus China, or whatever. That's not what they're training for. They're training for irregular warfare is the struggle among state and non-state actors to influence populations and affect legitimacy. All right, so pretty crazy that they're training for this and they're putting this out. We had other National Guard in Illinois and Iowa. They were training for this communication outage, but they were also training for domestic riot situations as well in Iowa, right next to Illinois. So big things are bubbling up, and it's never training for an invasion from whatever country to protect this city. All right, we're protecting this coastal city because it's going to be a coastal invasion from it. It's always some domestic thing out in the middle of the country. It's like in Tennessee, West Virginia, always these very specific places, and they're saying it's for the struggle among state and non-state actors to influence populations and affect legitimacy. So you guys let me know. I'm not the most knowledgeable person on all these little things, okay? But you guys let me know. Give me your knowledge. What do you think about this? Is this completely normal? Or is this something that maybe we should be getting prepared for? Are these things linked together? Is the military getting ready for a major cyber attack or an infrastructure attack that could cause chaos? And then the National Guard is preparing for societal chaos and riots in response to these cyber attacks, things along these lines that could cause societal collapse. Is that what is going on? And are these two things related? All right, check out this article here. We are already seeing major cyber attacks on oil companies. Okay, Shell Oil Company, one of the biggest oil companies out of the UK-based oil company. Shell's is the latest company to confirm that their employee and customer data was affected by the Clop MoveIt cyber attack. So they've also been affected by this MoveIt ransomware file transfer attack as well. I'm telling you, this is a very standard program. It's like Dropbox or something similar to that, where they can just transfer files between their servers and between people very easily in their company. So we could see a lot of unraveling as the months go on. We could just see more disclosures of more companies, more organizations affected by this, and we could see a big one coming very soon. And it's already hard enough out here, guys. It's hard. It's hard to live like this. It's hard to live off grid. It's almost like I'm just trying to challenge myself out here. It's one of these like challenge videos where people are like, oh, I lived whatever, did 48 hours doing this or 50 hours doing this or whatever, these viral challenge videos. It's like that, but I'm moving my whole life out here. I have a wife, I have a kid. I have 2 kids. Sorry about that. I have 2 kids, I have 2 children, and I'm on 10 acres out here with nothing on it. right? So it's almost just like I'm challenging myself to see how far I could go, how far I could really push myself. And it's been hard. Just this past month and a half has been extremely hard and stressful, but I'm pushing through. I'm trying to get through this, and I can't even imagine how hard things will really be once the grid is completely offline. Once it's like, that's it, no more water, there's no more gas, there's no more anything. It's just like, you have what you have, and you have to just survive as long as you can, and hopefully things come back on in some capacity within 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 weeks, however long it takes for things to be repaired. All right, that's the goal here, is to just try to make it as long as you can in whatever capacity you can until things come back on, until things slowly start to come back on. The electricity, the grid, critical infrastructure, certain pumps, certain gas station, water stations will start to come back online, and you need to just be able to survive as long as you can until they do. If there's a really big event, the really big one, then it might never come back online. All right, we might be in a situation where it's just, that's it. All right, there's no more time to get prepared, no more time to just waste, to bide. Okay, you can just bide a couple months. All right, I can get through a couple months here at least with what I have. There's none of that. All right, it might not come back online. So just start stretching yourself, testing yourself. Do you even like the stuff in your pantry? Have you even tried a lot of the stuff? Because this happened to me, I'm not gonna lie. When I first got into this, I just bought a bunch of stuff that was cheap, and I was like, okay. But then when I tried it, I ate a lot of it, and I was like, this is not good. I'm not gonna eat this this canned chicken, this like boiled canned chicken. I can't eat it. It smells terrible. I can't eat it. I just can't eat it. I can't eat it. I can eat like Vienna sausages out of a can, but I cannot eat the canned boiled like white meat chicken or whatever it is that comes in the can. It's just, there's something about it. I don't like the texture. I don't like the smell of it. Just start testing yourself with these things. Do you even like the foods that you're stocking up on? Same thing with these like survival kits. If you buy like 6 months worth of food or whatever, test it out. Maybe crack one open, maybe buy like a week's worth one and try it out. See if you even like this, because you don't want this to be your only food source and that's what you're surviving off, and you hate it and you can barely swallow it and stomach it. All right, you don't want to be in a situation like that when you really need it. So get prepared now, guys. We have top US generals saying we must prepare. We must prepare for this, and it's true. Must prepare. And we don't prepare out of fear. It's not fear, it's appreciation and love. I love my family. I want to protect my family. I want my family, I want my kids to live a long life. So even if nothing happens, I just want to be prepared for what comes next. And I want to be hardening myself and just having more grit, you know? Like, I feel like it was just a requirement to be harder, all right, 100 years ago. And I feel like we've lost that because things are so easy. It's so easy. And I know life's hard, but I'm just saying on a societal level, it's just easy to get food, to get these things. We don't have to grow it all ourselves and do every little thing ourselves. But these things are important. Building character, building grit, and hardening ourselves, all right? So just start working on this stuff, guys. Please hit it up down there for me to get this video out to more people, because people need to know about this, and people need to be getting ready for something big to happen. We have top US generals saying domestic hits to our critical infrastructure are coming, and we must prepare. It could be pipelines, it could be electricity grids, it could be the internet, it could be logistics systems, it could be supply chains, it could be any one of these things could cause catastrophes. So please make sure you're hitting it up down there for me. Hit all that good stuff. It helps to get the video out just that much further. Every view counts, every person counts, everyone seeing this counts. It could be the thing that sparks their consciousness to be like, I need to prepare. Like some days it just hits me where I feel like I need to just go buy another bag of rice, just one more bag. It's $10. Like, I'm just gonna grab another bag of rice today when I'm in town. Like, I just get these epiphanies where I need to prepare a little bit more today. And this video could be that sign for you. all right, or for someone else. So please hit it up down there. It really helps, and it could be saving lives. Just somebody seeing this video, buying food, being prepared, having water filters, having a generator. It could save your life, your neighbor's life, you never know, or some random person's life you've never met and you never will meet because they saw this video, right? That's why it's awesome making these videos. That's why I'm incredibly blessed to have you guys as an audience, because it's incredible. I'm able to affect people's lives and get them motivated to prepare just that much more, all right? So thank you guys so much. I'm super blessed, super honored, and I take this spot, this position very humbly, and I'm super grateful for it. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a big old blessed day.